Hey guys, how are you? Help the algorithm. We've got an interesting one for you today. Yes, indeed. Let's go and think the unthinkable. Yep. Could we be about to get a little bit of dollar strength? Yeah. Well, we've already positioned for that in the community. And what was the big thing? The big thing was the gold flippening. There was a bit of gold flippening. The gold made its target. That's what's happening. It's not a flippening. I'm being silly. It's a macro bull market. It's going to be great. And I want to ensure that you all know that and that we are going to go higher in our overall opinion. But first, we made a key target, and that can see a little bit of a change of vibe and a little bit of a calming on the gold side. We're also going to talk about platinum and silver and how there's a little bit more, they're going to be eking a little bit more out of the jar, which is going to see the platinum and silver to gold ratios improving a little bit, coming back down. Gold, of course, is at all-time highs when it ran through our targets. I think it went to just under the 3,800s. So now I'm going to be showing you why the Dixie might bounce a little bit and why we are currently long the dollar against the Japanese yen and the Korean won. Yep, that's right. Already. So the beautiful thing about HVF method, before I start showing you this, is that you get more pieces of the puzzle. Listen to me here. It's quite important. This is an important message. Please listen. You get more pieces of the puzzle. The one piece of the puzzle is, hold on, if gold is a good exit at 3,768, basically the 3,770s 80 range, where it topped out, what does that mean could be happening? And we've got a data-rich week coming. That is, obviously, we're in that right now. What happened on the data? Now I'm going to be showing you some of that which happened on the data and how it could have been technically, if you had asked me, a little bit better expectations, and why I would have said that. Because gold top out, gold have a little bit of pullback, a little bit of a time for dollar to have a little bit of uplift. What will uplift the dollar? Well, a little bit of positive data helps, doesn't it? It does help. So we'll be having a look at that and what it means and why on a currency level you could start to see a bit more. So let's go have a look at the charts, because the answer is the tracking. We're tracking animals in the sand. We've got to guess what kind of animal, what we should be doing. And you with me, yours truly, the market sniper. And we are going to go have a look. So we did some draws on the Dixie. And we said to people who are watching, so this is the trend of the dollar index. It's been in a channel up for quite some time after the lows back down at the 70s over here, of course. Let's pull it through to the more recent times. Now, I need to remind you of a couple of things. This is the great thing about HVF method. Oh, man. So much you learn, so much you get out of HVF method. You don't even know what you're missing by thinking, I'm only doing free view on YouTube. Look how much I've learned. Learn for free. I'm stealing some good stuff. I'm happy for you. But you're missing the really good stuff. And the really good stuff is that you're missing money being made, because I was putting on yesterday Korean won and the Japanese yen, and following through with a few late entries today. Why, you might say. FX trading now as well. So we need our tool to come up. So let's see if it's going to play the game. There we go. Finally, it came up. And we grab that. And we want to say, okay, just one will do. Fine. Thank you. What we want to do, we want to make sure that it draws what we want it to draw, which it's not doing now. So let's get rid of that. So a while ago, and I remember this because when it happened, our friend Brent Johnson actually said, when we made this target, which you'll see soon, 140 next on the Dixie, and we were saying no, because we had the added advantage of the knowledge that HVF method gives you, which says, hold on a minute, it's not going to do that. It's just made a target. And when something's going up, people get very bullish and they think it's going to go up forever. And that's a little bit the case with every market. I'm just waiting for this to redraw. It's been a bit of a pesky nuisance. Come on now. You can do it. We'll see. Let me go to 2 weeks, see if we can fix that by changing the timeline. So we're looking at the Dixie inside the orange boxes. There we go. Finally, we're getting what we want there. Inside the orange boxes are key pivot events or triggering events for the Dixie. So what I'm showing you is obviously along the tops here, that hit the blue line is the 100 Dixie level. You see that? You see that label? That's to tell you the dashed blue line is the 100 Dixie level. So what's actually happened, you got 100 Dixie and you're at top of the range of the channel. Top of the range of the channel, 100 Dixie. You broke through the 100, but you're at top of the range of the channel. Those were key events bumping along the ceiling on the dollar index, which is made up of the euro 52%, little bit of pound, little bit of yen, little bit of Swedish krona, a little bit of Swiss franc, etc., etc. This was the big COVID shenanigans when you had a huge shooting star spike up there. The dollar really ran. It ran through the 100. All this was taking place at the 100. That was a key rejection candle, shooting star. You went into a downside because why? Because America's going to print money for everybody. It's going to make it all right. America's going to print for you, me. You can have someone. You can have somebody. Here's some money for you too. That's right. America did that. And they printed the better part of 7 trillion. Off they did. Off they went. And that did no surprises. Not much good for the dollar. We eventually ended up with a left shoulder. And then we ended up with a complex head. And then a small right shoulder here. And we ended up with a triggering event to go upside. And more importantly, multiple patterns of analysis brought to you by yours truly, the Market Sniper and HVF Method, and the rest of his beautiful community of merry men. That's right, you too could be part of that. If you click the link below, the very first one, and booked a call, you could do that. But we had both the inverted head and shoulders, and we already had a very good over first impulse and second impulse. So at that time, we were saying, the dollar will strengthen. The dollar will strengthen, we said. That was a key moment. That was the triggering event right there. You see it? Let's go back to our traditional transgender pink color. That is infamous. Infamous. So you part triggered, you pull back in. That was the full trigger where you stayed above. And you started a journey. You started a journey to the upside on the dollar index that we said would go to 112,679. Key event, bomb, and you touch the top end of the range, done. At that point, all the dollar bulls calling 130, 140, going to the moon because you just had a really strong move from down here all the way largely up, non-stop, going up, 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 and things, often people chase cars. They love momentum. They're a bit like a dog. When the car stops, they don't know what to do. But when it starts moving, they know what to do. Chase and bark. And they chase and barked and said, forever, ever, chase and bark. But the problem is geometry. HVF Method said target made, top end of the range. Dollar came back down. Yup. Where did it support? So that also was an orange candle, a key day in the dollar period. That was your triggering event of this target that took you up to 100. But we knew we were going to get 100 because we already had a target of 112 on the very ever reliable Hunt Volatility Funnel method. Unique to us. Of course, you then got the support on 100. You got a little bit more support on 100. This was a key event breaking down, down, down. Now, what is happening? Let's talk about now. So you have the big setup. You had the break, a little bit of zibbity, and then we went below the 100 level. That was raising headlines, down, down, down. You met the low. You met the low end of the dashed red range. And what else? Don't say that after 10 tequilas. I'm telling you, you'll cock it up. But anyway, back to the funnel and the HVF Method part. In fact, I'm going to make this double thick. Make it double thick. I want the lines to pop. I want them to be highly visible. Inputs to the bottom. Let's go and make them highly visible. Target color, let's make it 3. And let's go green, let's make it 3. And let's go red, let's make it 3. Okay, lots of 3s, 3. So now you'll see why I'm saying this. Yesterday, it was a hammer. It was a weekly chart. We're talking about a weekly chart. And we were saying, look at the support on our legacy upside HVF funnel. You see the space here. You see the space over here. Yes, you see it. It's running through there. That was a key event. It's a key level of significance. It created a zone. It's like hard rock. You know, you get the soft sandy rock, and then you get a seam of igneous volcanic rock, and then you go back to the sandy rock, and then the erosion comes, and there's this ledge that just stands, and everything else gets blown and withered away and is all dusty and narrowed out and eroded away. But the volcanic rock stands strong. Well, there you go. That's what a funnel is. And isn't it amazing that you always geometrically get these things coinciding so beautifully with the gold target, which we'll be showing you again on the run. Boom, gold makes its target. We're ready to see a little bit of gold softening, potentially a little bit trading below that target, maybe a bit sideways, maybe a bit down. We're wondering what could be pivoting. Will we get something that will lift the dollar a little bit, because the gold is the biggest anti-dollar trade? And here we go and look at our legacy charts, and it's all there waiting for us, because we did all the work and we keep all the work, and it's projected forward. And there you are at the intersection of the bottom of the range. Point number one. Point number two, you've supported once, you came deeper in for a marginally lower low, and you are rejecting on a hammer that's now becoming more than a hammer because it's continued to green out. You're finding out this later because you're not in the community. It was a hammer when I explained it to the community. Now it's too big a body to be a hammer, but it has a long wick, and it is supporting on that key level of funnel, which also coincides. Isn't it amazing? The sights of the sniper, the angled line and the horizontal line, are showing you the point where the dollar index is turning the day after gold made its target. Isn't it amazing? Geometry. We find out and we see things they'll never see. And you can put in they to whoever you want. We see things they will never see. Go put that Oasis song on. Go listen to it. That's how the story goes. That's how the line goes. They don't see it. But this is a beginning of a rejection. So what we expect to have happen is that you're likely to get back above the 100 and move back into the range. Of course, this represented the big sell-off period for the dollar. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean gold no longer good? No, gold's still good. Gold's still good, but it'll be a little more boring. We'll come to platinum and silver later. Let's go and show you the chart and the whole setup in full again, because some people have joined late. Why are you late? Get in class. Sit in the back. No mumbling. Don't pinch the girl's backside. You behave yourself. Listen, teacher is in the house. He's teaching you the clues, the tricks, how you can become a better trader. You could find out more, and you could become a totally transferable skill, by the way. You too could become an HVF ninja on technical analysis. I've made it super clear. The HVF part of this is in double thick lines, and you can see the target run. So beautiful. All the key orange points. We are calling an orange candle day for the Dixie. Major rejection in the pre-COVID orange candle day. Big support, beginning of the bottom of the W bottom, key orange day. Target make, key orange day. We are calling another key orange day on the dollar. That's right. You're hearing it from yours truly. The man who loves charting, the man who does charting for fun. Without being paid for it, I'd be doing it. I love it. It's what I do. Okay, so that is breaking up to the upside. So we think, okay, if dollar's getting a little bit stronger, what about that Japanese yen? You know, we were saying at one point it could become a head and shoulder for downside. That conflicts with that. What's going on? So we went and looked again at the USD JPY. We had an alternative, which was the exact opposite. You see, it's not about being right. It's having multiple scenarios and letting the price behavior show you which one is it. So we had a scenario for upside that we had discussed. We hadn't discussed on YouTube, but we discussed it. And it was, what if it's an upside break for the Japanese yen? So let's tone the noise in this chart down a little bit. Tone it down. There you go. Now you're having that toned down. Now you can see a previous upside HVF that had an amazing target run right there at a localized high. Don't forget about that. But what about this price behavior? Let's have a look at this. So we did say volatility could be bearish, didn't we? You've heard it if you've watched our videos. It could be bearish. That could be an all reversal. But it also could be something else. And we're waiting and wondering and saying, I wonder what it is. It could also be all of this upside, big one impulse, second, and then this being a third into a low there. And you are now starting a triggering event to the upside. The great funding, the cheap funding mechanism. We need cheap money for Casino America. Keep the conveyor belt running in Japan. Keep the conveyor belt running in Japan. Kill the yen, kill the yen. Make it cheap, make it cheap. Need more money, cheap money, please. Okay, here it comes, here it comes. Yen down, USD JPY up, cheap funding coming over. Borrow the carry trade, more carry trade, please. Here we go. So what if this overall is a different structured pattern? This is our other scenario. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that HVF away and we're going to use it somewhere else. What if this, and you will see, by the way, we had really low volatility here. I was watching this because we were thinking, well, hold on a minute, maybe this is going to be a turning point to the downside for that big reversal that we'd said. But no, it wasn't. It wasn't at all. Let's get this in the right place. You want to chase after that, don't you? You're such a pain in the ass. Put it. Where can I put it? I have to fix that. I have to take that away. Oh, wait a minute. That's why I had it on 2 on 1. Correction. There we go. So what if this key funneling that you've just seen, low volatility funneling right there, is actually very typical of future upside when you get low volatility, more often than downside. You can get low volatility just before a major sell-off, but it's quite popular and common. And in fact, for us, it's also another technical pattern. You have an up leg, then you have 3 moderate legs, and then you start another up leg like that. It's called the 3 rising method. It regularly shows up in funnels. You'll learn about that particular candlestick pattern as well. On the weekly, you need to merge a few. I should be looking at it on the 2 weekly. You'll see it more obviously, but it goes something like that. It's called the 3 rising method. Where does that take you? Well, actually, that takes you to new highs on the USD JPY. 171.95. So that's basically 172 to be run. That's going to see the Dixie go up indeed and back above those levels. So we clean our face. So we are biasing to the upside for some dollar strength. We're biasing to the upside for some dollar strength. And we haven't even yet triggered yet. And we've gone and given you a free entry on a potential trade. But you're not as early as the rest of us. But you're still early. The main triggering event hasn't occurred. What would happen if you put a risk reward on that? Where would your risk reward trade be? Well, let's go and show you. This is how HVF method rolls our trades. Even if you got in here, whoa, all the other jaws, all the other work, and you went right down there and you went all the way to the target here, what would you actually have? You would still have a 5.27 risk reward. And in fact, we've optimized that stop to just below the range instead. That would be my entries for a reminder to the community, guys. If you're getting in, then you would be at 705 on a risk reward trade. Don't worry about that fib. It won't mean anything to you. It means something to us. Secrets. Yes, you can find out more, by the way, on all of that by clicking the link. And don't forget to hit the like button. Someone trying to give you a high potential reward trade, non-advisory. Hey, I'm just talking about what I'm doing. The dollar's been down for an extended period. And as I mentioned, it dovetails with data. What happened today? Data came in. How did we guess the data? We didn't. We trusted HVF and it put us on the right side. You start trading with a hunt volatility funnel method and you just get luckier. It's great to just feel a little bit more lucky of a trade. Instead of the markets working against you or the brokers just running your stop. They're out to get me. They just knew it was there and they just ran it and they took me out and now it goes and does what I thought it was going to do. What happened? Well, you had final GDP quarter on quarter. And instead of coming at 3.3, it came in a rip-roaring 3.8. Of course, it's not being adjusted by the real correct inflation rate. You know they lied to you. So this is all a fudge number that will later become more relevant at a later point. But we celebrate the lie now because the idiots at Wall Street go, yay, good number, yay, good number. So we all go, yay, good number, dollar up, dollar up, dollar up. It's all a big manipulated Ponzi and we work it all out and we know they're lying. But in the meantime, the markets trade off what the data says. Rip roaring. I mean, 3.8 on a quarter. Multiply that by 4. You're almost doing 16%. 16% growth. You've never had it so good, America. Why are you such long faces? Come on, man. Go out, spend. You got loads of money. You're not finding it expensive at the till. Stop being a little bitch. Come on, you're rich and you're loaded. Go buy a Ferrari. You know you want to. Yes, that's a rip-roaring economy. 3.8%. 3.8%. Oh, the liars lie and they lie and they lie. Unemployment claims. 218, lower than the expected 233. What's all that recession talk? We're booming, baby. Oh dear, these guys crack me up. It's a boom town. Chase the stocks market. You've never had it so good. This is hysterical. I didn't expect to have so much fun. 218K of unemployment. Oh man, you guys are, but there's no unemployed people at all, man. It's barely happening. There's jobs. Booming economy, spend. All a lie. It's in the inflation number. Wait, it will be exposed in due course. But you got the great number. What does that do for the dollar? Back to the charts. What do you think it does? It makes everything look hunky-dory again. They are whiplashing you. They are gaming you one way, then the next. You don't know whether you're coming or you're going. Are you recession into depression? Are you ready to commit suicide yet? No, you're booming. It's a boom town. It's a gold rush. Oh, dear. It kills me, this stuff. The stories and the tales they tell. The lies, the damn lies and statistics. However, in the meantime, the USD JPY moving on up. Crank the Japanese cheap funding money machine up. Send it to Casino America. Here it comes. What about other pairs? I mean, maybe it's just the yen that's weak. Let's stay in Asia and remind you all of a currency pair that if we ever get a sustained period of dollar strength, this is where I want to be sat. And I've told you about it before. Yes, kimchi trade, the market snipers kimchi trade. It's good for the gut. I tell you, it's very good for the gut and potentially very good for the wallet too. USD KRW. Let's go in and find him. Yes, kimchi. Come on, you kimchi traders. So what do we have here? Let's go to the monthly. Let's go out and about. We're going out and about. We're making money. We're laughing. Gold, we stopped making money on gold. We make money somewhere else. We'll make it on platinum and silver too. I'll be covering that in a second. But let's first get HVF all sorted out. Here he comes. Come on. No, not you. Stay out of the way. There's too many lines. There we go. That's it. So that is the big upside on the macro HVF for the Korean one. We have put it to you that, and we've spoken of this one many times. We say, one day it comes. It's coming round the mountain when she comes. I don't know if your old man used to sing you that, but mine did. Here we go. One big push up, two big push up, and then we're getting higher. We've got our 3 high over here. So overall, we're calling 2,917. Nice big ass number on a new high. There was actually a possibility. There's a second draw. You can find out more about that. Slightly different levels. There's 2 ways of interpreting it when you check in with the Market Sniper community for building wealth in reset season. And this is a reset trade, my friends. This is South Korea hitting the wall. This is them doing East Germany, West Germany. Hey, we think we should merge you two guys. Imagine South Korea being merged with North Korea or some form of war or some sort of Taiwan. I don't know. There's something going to happen here. I don't know what they're planning, but it's coming. It's not going to be good for Korea. That's my personal feeling if this trade is to materialize and do what I suspect it might do. So here we go. So I want to show you this on a lower time frame. That's the big structure, 2,900s plus. That's a massive call, by the way. There's right now on this trade markets, you're at a 35 RRR. If it is to happen, listen, it's a bit ahead of the space. We're not yet close to triggering, but we're reminding you of the long-term potential. What has been happening on the lower time frames? Let's clean our face. Let's tidy up. and show you that there was also low volatility here with a little flush out to the downside that then goes up. Remember that we teach you about exactly that. The look one way, go the other way. Got to flush and run the stops to shake them out, and then you go the way you were going to go. There was real low volatility about this, real low volatility about it. In fact, we got a squeezy Japanesey in there as well, but there's kind of a range across here. Check out the flush out to the downside, break through the top, making new territory, heading its way up. Now, it's a long way to go before it triggers that bigger pattern. That bigger pattern might still be a year, 2 years, 3 years from now. But if it starts that journey and starts heading up, I want to be early. I want to be big. Hey, it just has to have a little bit of dollar strength period. This is generally the Korean one. I don't see it as a particularly robust, strong currency right now. There is some part of a fear around this particular currency. So I'm always happy to be short it. So we short the yen, we short the Korean won. What about the euro, you say? This is all about the dollar at the moment. We'll still be showing you the gold target, don't forget, and taking you to platinum and silver, which have a little bit more extended time to do a bit of stuff. What if we have a look at it? Euro, we had a look at it on the monthly, and yesterday we had a shooting star. Do you see that? Let's switch all the lights out. There you go. All the lines disappear. You can see a shooting star. You had 1 month up, 2 months up, 3 months. The two and three are really strong up. That's part of the crash of the dollar. 4 months, 5 months in a row, strong green candles, mostly up. Then you had one down month, then you had another up, and then you were trading to a new high. And now, as we are nearing the end of the month, and I'm looking at your comments over here, by the way, thank you for posting. Let's see your interactions. Platinum will be the winner, says Niall. We'll come to that in a minute. Shooting star, very close to the end of the month. It's the 25th of September. You are finishing a quarter soon. How was your trading profits for this quarter? Did you make some money? Did you make some money? Yes or no? What are you doing if the answer is no? You are lacking method. You are not maxing out the great gift of the reset that it's going to give you. That is the opportunity to build life-changing wealth. And then you preserve that capital after you've built the life-changing wealth, and you buy yourself freedom through optionality across multitude of countries where you can have little dirty stacks of filthy bullion in many a different geolocation that will keep you wealthy and out of the tax extractors' grubby paws to take their UBI and everything that goes with it, their social scoring and their medical interventionisms. Oh, yes, that don't turn out so good for you in the end, but pretty good for the pharma industry selling oncology and cancer drugs. But let's leave that one for a minute. There you go. Shooting star, it's typical of something that is exhausting. It's an intra-period reversal. The period isn't a day, it isn't a week, it's a month. You have an intra-month reversal. That looks like more downside for the Euro USD. It should look like that. It's similar to the Dixie. You had a hammer on the Dixie almost. Now it's a bit stretched up. Now you got a bit more. So there is the real possibility now that you're going to get a little bit more firmness from the dollar. That doesn't mean it's going to run like gold did. No. So let's go have a look at what gold did and why we closed. Leverage longs on gold. XAU, USD. Are you enjoying technical analysis? Charts are fun, man. Charts are great fun. Charts are absolutely amazing. Let's have a little look at it. It was a daily setup, he said. It was a daily. It's not the end, by the way. It's just a little pullback. It's not the end, but it's going to be a little bit slower, a little bit more gradual, a little bit more sideways, maybe a bit more down. You had a final surge. See that nice final surge? Let's draw it for you. Let's draw it for you and remind you. Let's use the nice fat Koki again. Let's stick him in there and remind you all before we talk about platinum and silver. Who wants to hear about platinum and silver as well? So we need to take those two lows out. So I need to check the number again. 3244. Great tool, by the way. He's got a nice tool. You could have it too. Not my one, not specifically my actual one. No one gets to touch that. And then we go over here. We take the other one out. Low 3255.85. 3255.85. Okay, that's good. That's good. Let's imperfect them. There's your draw. There's your target. There's your run. We were in early. We were in early. Remember, we were in early here and we were wrong there. We got out with our bum spanked, but a small bum spanking compared to what it's given. We were in here again, second time, beautiful run, target made, 3769, job done. Little bit of a pullback. We'll see how it goes for gold generally. I think it can come a little bit more down and a little bit more sideways, if I'm honest. A little bit more down, a little bit more sideways. I think it's a great exit. Look at that. You finish into strength. I said it at the community time that you're having 1, 2, 3 days back-to-back surge strength. That's typically how you finish targets. It's great to sell into the FOMO buyers. It's great to close your leverage trade into the surge strength. What happens the day after? They all rushed in and bought the top of the wick somewhere over here, and now they are down. Let them sit for a lengthy period and see what happens. You should take profits. Turn all those profits into, you guessed it, bullion. More platinum, please. More silver, please. More gold, please. Deliver here, there, and everywhere. Every nation where I have a home, so I can stack to my eyeballs and save myself from the Bolshevik, communist, technological wankers that want to come and rule the world and see that you own nothing and pay rent to them because they are chosen and special and you are not, because that's what God said. The lies they tell, the lies they tell. Oh, dearie me, the Pharisees, indeed. So back to silver and platinum. We want to talk to you about silver and platinum. They are still a little bit more sprightly and we're still in them. I first shut when gold happened, and then I saw, hold on a minute, we still have unfinished businesses on the platinum side. So gold probably will do okay enough without collapsing like bad, so that platinum can still run, because gold's kind of a god market of the precious metals complex. So let's have a look at XPT USD and tell you what our best takes are. So we actually got an interesting little structure here, which is part and parcel of what we think. Let's take it down to 12 hour. Let's get a 12 hour, 12 hour, 12 hour, 12 hour, 12 hour, 12 hour. So here we go. And we need to do this. So what you might note is that there's still further upside to platinum. And it had rested after meeting its second interim. Just put a wick over it. That's as gold met its target. Gold met its target, platinum met its second interim. Isn't that interesting? Pulls back. Then the final surge that happened yesterday, actually, I think that's when gold met its target, only yesterday, sorry, I might be wrong. And now we are drifting onwards and up, and we have a target of 1631, but we ignore that target. We ignore that target. Why? Because we have an even bigger one from a weekly time frame, and you're still in an upside breakout on platinum. So let's go and talk about that one. We covered it with you before. We gave you a number, and it was 1646. 1646. So why would you close at 1630 when there's a 1646 to be had? But where did the 1646 come from? He's just dropping numbers all the time. Where do they come from? This is multiple times frames of analysis utilizing the Hunt Volatility Funnel method with yours truly, market sniper Francis Hunt, and his merry band of traders and investors. And that is your grand macro, and there's your 1646.571. In fact, you pull back and you had a big old rest here. Why? Because you just run during that period, your second interim, which is, tell me any other method. Is there anyone else on YouTube, anyone else technically that gives you an entry point? An entry point. We got in early, of course, as we always tend to do. That was clearly in a flag-like structure. You could have got in early there, and we put tight stops just below the range. You can optimize that. Anyone else that can give you an entry point? Let's take our just-in-time entry point up over here and say you only got in long there. A stop, a place where you should take off, a target, and where the market behavior is likely to move against you for a while after you run a level. Is there any method? Tell me now. Who does that? Who does that? Who on YouTube? I want to follow that person. I want to learn from them. Let me tell you. If there is someone there, I want to follow them. The interim targets along the way, where you might rest. By the way, you also got a massive wick rejection there when you ran the first interim. If I go to a bigger time frame, don't forget this is a weekly chart. A weekly chart. It is a very big time frame setup, actually. Let's get some more real estate, clean our face, and highlight that. You see that big wick? That's a rejection. You went all the way up to there, and you came all the way back down there. You see it? I need a smaller pen to draw. Here you go. There's the top, and there's where you closed at the end of that weekly chart. You ran and you got rejected. That's all the rejection was. Second interim, a bigger, more important one. That's why we put it darker in dashes while this one is light in dots. What happened there? You had 3 weeks down after you ran it. 3 weeks down. And now what's happening? You're out like a bat on hell, which is of itself an interesting little HVF structure that gives you a 1630 target, but not higher than the 1646. So you stay with the big one. You trade for the big one, big boy. Yeah. I'll have a large, please. Yeah. Triple XL. Yeah. Who's playing the fool today? I don't know. Hey, what got into him? He hasn't even had any coffee. He didn't even have coffee, and he's behaving like this. What's wrong with him? Anyway, so platinum looking good. A target of 1646.57. 1646.57. We're going to laugh our way. We're going to get wealthy. We're going to have lifestyle. We're going to buy ourselves freedom while these Bolshevik communists throw their pathetic little grid game over the whole planet. Play shitty competitions, win shitty prizes, you stupid, soulless, spiritualist morons. But never mind, we'll laugh at you. You're going to play out your little game. We're going to survive. We're going to thrive. That's what we do. And we're going to live great lives. Oh, it's time to get on my Husqvarna 501 tomorrow morning again. We should do another video from Cyprus in the dirt, from a cliff face somewhere. Some people are worried that I'm almost going to fall over. I better watch it. Lucky I don't drink and ride. Anyway, so that's platinum heading higher. 1646.571 is our take on balance of probabilities. We gave you this trade, by the way. We gave it to you eons ago. We did. Go look at the history. It's all there. We don't take videos down. Good, bad, ugly. It's all there. It's all there. Go have a look at the platinum calls. By the way, there's further targets for platinum well beyond this. We gave you those two in previous videos because we're kind that way. We want to help people that can't even afford anything. But we do. But by the way, it's non-advisory. Own your own outcomes. If you're not in the community, you're not in the community. You just got to do what you got to do. Take what you can. So what about silver? What about silver? Now, there's a couple of things we've said about silver, which is also important. So many of you will be in silver. We are investment. We have traded and we have some small longs. We reduced greatly after the gold make. But as you'll know, we had the most beautiful cup and handle run on the quarterly time frame, which essentially is the highest point, the highest point, the highest point, the highest point. And you will see that so far this quarter, which ends in, I think, less than 5 trading days, if we're the 25th, there's a weekend coming. Weekend! Yes, yes, yes. It's coming, and you will see over here. Pull it through. There's your cup and there's your lip. I'm wick trimming at a quarterly level. These obviously have traded higher. They've traded close to 50, very close to 50 there. You are at, though, the highest quarterly point. That's a triggering event. But we did warn there is a possibility. There is a small possibility that you will, I would still say it's fairly decent chance that it happens, that you're going to get some degree of rejectionism. Probably as platinum runs at 1646, you will get some degree of silver being rejected at before the 50 level. Could be wrong, could just keep going. I'm okay. We'll find a way to break back in. We already are slightly in, but not nearly like we were during the gold to target point. This is the value multiple charts with HVFs give you. It gives you the opportunity to go look at the dollar. Is the dollar turning when the gold is time to take the money off? You start piecing things together. You get lucky. You get the USD Korean won making you profits today. You get the yen making you profits today, yet you're still long platinum and you're making profits today, which is kind of an anti-dollar trade. You're hedged. If the dollar went super strong and took something away from the platinum, you're winning it on the yen and the Korean won. Anyway, so it could get a little bit pushed back against up top here in and around the 49.50s and a little dip back. And that, my friends, will be your last chance on that little dip back before we go hard and really mean and heavy. But who knows how long it'll be? I don't know. Could be hours, could be days, could be a week, could be a number of weeks. We don't know. But I do think there's a chance that happens. There's also a chance it just keeps going. But typically it's once, twice, three times you knock on the door. Once, twice, three times, that door being the 50 level. And the fourth time is your lady. That's it. That's our saying. It goes like that. Lionel Richie said it first, and I turned it into a trading meme. That's right. Beautiful rounded bottoms. We love a rounded bottom. So that's kind of the silver possibility. I think it's going to continue to inch forward before it gets a little bit of pushback. It's at 44. I think that happens somewhere in between. I've said all along 45 to 50 range. So that's 47 and a half, 48, 49. Depends how far it can get. Whilst platinum is getting to 1640. After platinum 1640, I will close the last residual silver long and just be investment and hope that it gives me another chance to get in cheaper for leverage longs when we go 3 digits, 3 digits coming. Okay, let's have a look at some of your comments. Take trading profits and buy bullion. You tax from the hot pots to the orange pots, which is the lukewarm pots, and then we tax from the lukewarm pots to the blue pot, which is the investment pot. We talk about our colored pots, blue, orange, and red. That's what we do. We can't tell you what to do. We're not allowed to. We're unregulated. Don't listen to Neil. Just do HVF. Yes, someone smart. Native American, watch out for scavenge modes. Yes, scavenge mode is coming. The government's going to do scavenge mode. Oh man, caught a live sniper show. That never happens. Yes, good man. 100%, says Joe Potter. On short notice to include the top hundreds of military personnel. The reason is unknown. An emergency meeting. I think they're going to let Europe and everybody else, and they're going to partially support Europe in a war on Russia. Evil Russia, the stupid fools. Don't forget, population control. Things are out of control, guys. Gold and silver moving like this and everything happening like this. When things are out of control and their grand Ponzi is unraveling, what do? They go to war, and they kill lots of you on both sides. It's good for them. They love it. And when you have war, governments have extra control and power over this. We need these resources. We must do this. They can do that. That's what psychopaths do. It's what psychopaths do. You have to look at them like two fighty, ugly, tantrumy children playing a game of chess that they must win. And you are just a grander person that just sees it for being small beer of inconsequence. But for them, it's their everything, their status, their chosen status by God. Yep, that's right. Lots of emergencies. Yep, silver looking good. Okay, let's take some questions and see what we got for you. So to summarize, by the way, and take you back to the Dixie, for those that joined late, there's indeed a possibilities that the Dixie is having a turn, and it should be noted as such. Let's go. We were on the monthly level. We were highlighting a hammer inside our upside HVF funnel, which is now gone. I have to draw it again. And that potentially is going to lead to a little bit more firmness in the dollar. Now, on that point, what does that mean for debt markets? Because the debt markets need to re-rate, and the dollar was helping with that debasement of the debt markets. So you might find, as the dollar starts to get a little stronger, cause recession or whatever the case may be, that you I need to draw it correctly. You might find that the debt markets have to start softening again, which means rates could go up, particularly on the long end. Just watch for that. Be careful. Watch for that. Will you stop messing around? Oh my God. So it'll redraw correctly, showing the funnel in the right place. So the key thing is this a rejection? I don't think it's about to do an absolute, as fast as it came down, V-shape return back up. I don't feel that, but you probably are going to come above the 100 mark and work your way steadily back into range. Something like this. It could be like this, some degree of period. So I think it's not. Bear in mind, target on the yen 171.95, essentially 172 yen, and we're in this at 140s, the upper 140s. So that's quite some move. It's still in percentage terms, currencies, quite some move. So to go to that on the yen, it's quite some move. And we have the upside HVF for it. And you saw how good they are. You saw how good they are and how helpful they are. Yep, you did. We showed you. Okay, let's have a look at some of your questions. We'll take a quick peek at the debt markets as well. Let's go to the debt markets. Let's have a look at the US 30-year. What are the rates doing? Let's ask ourselves. So you are starting to come back up after that slide, the recession slide, This was the Trump tariff tantrum. You were down here, Trump tariff tantrum. And now you have the recession. It's a recession. The unemployment numbers are a big lie. Oh, we finally woke up to that fact that we've been lying to you on that. So that was the surge to the upside of the damage that Donald Trump did when he went in brawling and the money started to sell in bonds and in dollars. Dollar went down, bonds went down, rates went up and started to fly off. That was not a good move. That was not a good move, Donnie. And you never got back down there again. So that didn't work out too well. They reversed that one in a pretty big hurry. Now you've got the recession vibe, and now we've been walking out slowly to the upside. No major big moves here. By the way, Australians, I do need to talk to the Australians. Are there any Australians in the market? Are you up in the morning up there in Aussie? Aussie. Are you there? Are you there calling Australia? Yep, we've warned you, and oh, it's moving. It's already moving. We warned you about this. This is a great, you want an example of HVF in the bond market? Man, oh man. This is it, a triggering event to the upside. We've drawn this for the community. We were watching this. Jason, community member, was the first to, I think, spot it. One of our top guns, a great trader and webinar presenter. This was your breakout on rates go up, and it goes to 576 on the upside HVF. That's right. Here's your big setup. There she blows, there she blows, there she blows. And then it's there. That's your setup. And you've got a primer, which means a squeeze within a squeeze, which just increases the odds, makes it super low risk to get in on this trade. And that is a beginning of a triggering rates higher in Australia. Look at me, Australians. Do you understand what that means for property markets? Do you understand what it means for your credit? Do you understand that your lenders are going to become less disposed to wanting to lend to you? Bigger deposits, higher amounts, more charges, more stringent underwriting. That tells you there is higher rates coming for Australia. But we've done this for all the nations of the world. We're not picking on Australia. We've done it for France before the French became the news. We did it for the United Kingdom 2 years ago before it became the news. We updated regularly on the basis of people forgetting. And so it has continued to go. Let's have a look at Britain. Are there any Brits? It's dinner time. They're tea. They don't have dinner, they have tea. I'm going for tea, they say. I'm going for some tea, they say. Have some tea. Well, there you go. It's going up to. We've done the HVFs on this. Your debt is going to get more expensive, my friends. And with the dollar running, that could mean a bit of weakness in the other currencies, a little bit more softness showing on the likes of the euro, the pound, etc. Rates creeping up, debt devaluation. Watch it here. Okay, high tea, he says. Joe Potter's posting a teapot and a mug. You want to know about PGMs? The edges of the empire are having some serious issues. Yes, if you live in the UK, what platforms to use to make these trades? Platforms below in the links. SimpleFX, Scandinavian Capital Markets outside of the EU restrictions yet. Sweden, a solid and stable Scandinavian nation of reliability. I use Tickmill. You can use Tickmill UK. I actually got to be outside of the UK, so I have higher leverage, but it's maybe not so good for you because you might blow yourself up you're going to pull that pin on that pineapple looking thing and you're going to say, ain't this dandy? And you're going to count to 10 and forget that you're about to lose your head. So maybe some aspect of a little bit of restraint on the leverage is generally good for most people. Okay, self-recommendation is like no recommendation at all, someone says. Somebody's trying to sell something in the comments. Hi, Francis. Starmer will unveil the digital ID, Brit ID tomorrow. Say no, give it a massive thumbs down, reject, act like COVID, refuse to wear a mask, tell everybody else they're stupid, that they get aggressive with you. Don't stand down, bad science, bad everything. Tony Blair, if you have a digital ID, you'll be able to report potholes on the road. Have you ever heard something so stupid? I kid you not, that was a tweet. I kid you not. I actually literally have to find it. Seeing that we're having such fun and a chat. Whoops, that was actually maybe something quite interesting. Where were we? All UK adults to require digital ID under Keir Starmer plan. What a wanker. What a World Economic Forum, NWO punk. He is just a chump, but they all are chumps. You got to forgive these little knob-ends. They are all so weak. They're all so watery. They also crave power over other people. They're so needy. They're such wusses. You know, it's a world full of psychotic little wusses that need to feel strong. And that's what you've got here. I mean, you know, you just look at him. He's such a pie face. Yep, this is getting to new level. Public backs super ID. This is Tony Blair's research shop. The public backs a super ID, Tony Blair says. Tony B. Liar, which could be used to report potholes, Tony says. So you'll be able to use your ID to pothole. Yes, there's a legit person who reported this pothole. Maybe that means there's a real pothole. Otherwise, we'll downvote his score and there'll be no goy slop and gruel for him to eat tonight. He won't lie to us now, will he? We have his ID, don't we? Yes, sir, we have his ID. What's his social score? Oh, he's generally very good. He's very good. He never criticizes government. Okay. Yes, this truly is go and have a Big Mac for your death shot. It is like the little, here's an incentive. Here's an incentive for killing yourself. Here's an incentive for making yourself a digital slave under the totalitarian Bolshevik bastards mega plan. And I say, no. Keep saying no. Tear it down. Chop him down. We're the Blade Runners. Cut them all down. Okay. It's time to say thank you for checking in with me. I need to get some dinner. I've been fasting all day again today. I need to eat something. It's been great. I've had lots of calls. I spoke to people, lots of real beautiful people in different situations all over the world, all understanding a lot of what we are talking about. And it's amazing. And I'm grateful to have them. I'm grateful to have you as a follower. Hit the like and subscribe, not for any reason that naggy people say it, but just to fool the algorithm. Just go mess with the algorithm. Just make them do stuff for us. It's time they did. And stop this lying bastard from making any progress. If anyone got an Antifa bullet, well, I don't know. He'd be quite high up on my list. But hey, far be it from me. I'm not suggesting anyone should be violent. I'm just hearing folks getting shot a lot by Antifas. And I'm just wondering if they ever thought of this fascist. I don't know. Somehow I don't think it'll happen. Anyway, it's been great chatting with you. Watch out. Dollar could be a little bit firmer. Now there's still a little bit to go for platinum. Silver might get into that dead gome zone, but you might have a period where the dollar has a little bit of rebound. It's been weak for a while. Till next time, I salute you. Hope you enjoyed the technical analysis, and we'll catch you on another event similar to this one with an equally crazy man. Bye for now.